How are you?
I'm very good. How's everybody here?
Wow. Wow. I'm at a loss for words. Will everybody hate me if I say I've never seen a single Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series?
That's cool.
So for the benefit of those who don't know, not saying me, tell us what it's all about.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged is basically, I took the original show Yu-Gi-Oh! And I took the card games out of it, and I was left with about 2 minutes worth of footage. So it really wasn't that much hard work, but I ended up making it slightly funny, some people might say, and I did all the voices myself because I kind of figured that I could do that because I've been watching the show, and I watched an episode where Tristan at the end says, "I knew it wasn't the real Kaiba the whole time." And so pretty much Tristan was the progenitor for the whole thing, so we can owe everything to Tristan Taylor.
Where did you get the idea?
Tristan Taylor, no. I was very bored one day, and I decided I wanted to be involved in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Fandom, and I thought originally that I was going to do it by writing fan fiction. And then I decided maybe a fandom of some sort, and so I had the Yu-Gi-Oh! DVDs lying around, and I spliced together a bunch of footage, and at the end of the day I decided, wait, I could do something completely original and dub it over and make it funny. And while, to be honest, you could say that that's not something that nobody's done before, because a lot of people have done like anime spoofs and things like that. But I gave it a title and kind of gave it a theme, and I made it an episodic series. So at the end of the day, I turned it into something that people were interested in actually seeing more of, rather than just seeing it as a one-time thing. And it kind of got a life of its own because of the fandom. I owe everything to you guys, honestly.
And when was it that you first started watching Yu-Gi-Oh?
I first started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Pretty much around the time that the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged came out, which is strange because the first episode came out when pretty much the last episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Had aired. So I kind of got into the show, as I do with a lot of shows, when it got cancelled. So I kind of feel like I'm the reason that a lot of shows die. I got into Mystery Science Theater 3000 during the final season. I got into Xena Warrior Princess after that got cancelled, of all things. And so I kind of feel like I'm the thing that sort of vacuums up after everybody's done, you know? I'm the janitor of different fandoms, I guess.
Would you like to sit down?
Oh, sure, sorry. Yeah.
I sort of got caught up. So you'll get your time to ask him questions later. What is this all about?
This is made by a good friend of mine. This is the Millennium Championship, which you guys have seen Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Do you guys know Nappa? The guy who does the voice of Nappa made that belt for me. Takahata 101. He's made a bunch of wrestling style belts for a bunch of different abridges. He made the Patty Cake Championship for himself, and he made the International Awesome Championship for the guy who directs Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Kaiser Neko. And he made this one for me as kind of a thank you for all the work I put into Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, and for just as a symbol of friendship. Friendship. So yeah, that was a really sweet gift.
So, it says here that we're supposed to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series.
We don't have to.
Is that something you want to do?
Yeah, we can do that, yeah, sure.
Yeah, is that something you guys want to do? And also...
We can talk about Naruto Abridged!
And there's also something very exciting. We're going to be seeing a new episode.
We are going to see you. So you will no longer have an excuse to say that you've never seen an episode.
I took a peek.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was just trying to see what kind of reaction they'd have. If they'd stone me, throw tomatoes.
Fortunately, they didn't.
Yeah, fortunately, they're pretty nice. So yeah.
I was going to say, how do you follow Nabishin? And unfortunately, you guys seem to be okay with having me on stage. I was quite tempted to come out and sing the Nerima Daikon Brothers theme. But I don't know. Yeah?
Gonna live a hell of a dream today, one that don't involve a ho-ho. I dream not of money but music that we sing in the show. Wonder how a sweet young thing like me.
I don't think I can do that.
Well done. So somebody said they wanted to talk about you. How do you be you?
How do I be me?
Yeah.
Lots of oxygen.
Expensive stuff.
Expensive oxygen. Been to an oxygen bar? It is pretty expensive.
I don't know that. Yeah, so how does one become LittleKuriboh?
Be at the right place at the right time, honestly. I honestly feel like a lot of the fame that has been attributed to me is more due to, honestly, you guys, the fandom, because it's literally like, I never went out of my way to promote myself or my show. I literally just made it and kind of let it settle, and then everybody else sort of gathered around and was like, oh wow, this is great, we should talk about this on websites and on forums and stuff. And I kind of like looked away and then looked back, and there was like a million people surrounding this thing that I'd done, and I don't know where they all came from, but they were there. But I honestly, I feel like I owe everything to you guys. I really do.
Who's your favorite character?
Who's my favorite character in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged?
Totally Marik.
Marek is basically me when I was 15 years old. Not so much the way he dresses, but the way he behaves, his attitude towards life, and being very loud, and being an idiot, and just generally being in denial about a lot of his stupid ideas being stupid ideas. I was always the guy who sort of sat in the corner and yelled quotes from things. I was once one of those people. Now I make the quotes. But yeah, Marek is probably my favorite. Outside of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, totally Naruto from my Naruto spoof. But Marek in general, he's awesome. And the reason he's awesome is because you can kind of say anything as Marek and it sounds really funny, so my job's already done.
I like milkshakes.
Who's your least favorite?
Well, I mean, I sound kind of sexist when I say this, but any of the female characters, if only because I don't think I can do a very good job with the voice. I mean, My Valentine, for example, is very, very awkward because it doesn't sound remotely feminine. It sounds like, yeah, see, we're gonna get that Elliot Ness, see? It sounds like a 50s gangster or something like that. With awesome breasts.
Alright, we've got more questions coming from the audience later on, but first, the new episode.
Should I introduce this, or?
Yes, please.
So for those of you who haven't seen the more recent episodes, this episode takes place right after Kaiba defeats Lecter in a duel, and Mokuba has been kidnapped by evil Tristan, and is now in the possession of Noah Kaiba, who's giving him donuts. And it starts off pretty much right where that left off, so if we want to just go ahead and play that, and we'll see if it's... If you like it, then it'll be online in a couple of weeks.
I just realized what the X stands for in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeal. Don't make it. I don't want any...
You guys like that?
So, what was going through your mind while all this was happening?
You mean just now?
Yeah, just now.
I wanted to take Bender out of the episode because I forgot I was supposed to do that. But yeah, I was pretty happy with it. It was a pretty good episode. I mean, if you come to the panel at 2 o'clock, I actually have another very special video to show. If you check your program guides, it's well worth coming to see, believe me. It's very, very special. Something that you guys might have been waiting for a while now that I promised that is coming out. It's very, very cool.
All right. So, anything else that you'd like to comment on while you were doing this episode? You were making it?
Taya's voice is really difficult now. My voice is a lot scratchier than it used to be. I don't know if that's from doing Naruto or not, but it's really I find it really difficult to do Taya's voice, and it's weird because I haven't done her voice in a while because Takahata 101, who plays Crump in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, actually took over for a while. And I kind of stopped doing Taya's voice for a while, so taking over again is a strange feeling to suddenly have to do that again. But yeah, I'm glad it's done. I'm glad it's out of the way. And the next episode should be exciting because it's going to be the Yami and Joey versus the entire Big Five, who are all played by Team 4-Star. So if you think about it, it's basically Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged versus Team 4-Star. But I'm very excited to see that.
All right. Thanks for that.
That's cool.
Who has questions? Weird. Everyone's all quiet suddenly and proper. All right. Well.
You can ask the what? Have you seen the Millennium Rod?
But
It's right there, about that big.
So you'd have to form a queue.
You can ask characters questions as well if you want. I will do my best to answer in character.
Okay.
Hi, this question is to Joey.
Yeah!
What do you really think of Kaiba?
What do I really think of Kaiba?
Because there's some mixed messages in some of the...
What do you mean mixed messages, man? I have Brooklyn rage for that guy like nobody's business.
What about those dreams?
Oh. We don't talk about those, not out loud. But I've read some fan fiction. And you could say that I have Brooklyn yaoi. But mostly they involve dragons, really big dragons, really slow dragons flying towards me. And then he's a giant and he's standing over me and he calls me a dog and then I have a dog suit on and then it gets weird. As if that wasn't weird enough.
Okay, thanks.
That's cool.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. This is to Bakar. How do you stand Marek in the first place? He's really annoying.
Have you...
Okay, he's annoying in an endearing way, but still kind of annoying-ish.
Have you seen his midriff?
Okay, fair point.
Yes. I just have to look at that while he's talking.
Excellent. Okay.
Yes.
This question is to Marek.
To who, sorry?
To Marek.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. What do you think of Bakura and why do you like Joey?
Why do I like Joey?
Yeah, Joey.
Why do I like yaoi?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was called yaoi. I just picked up a magazine and I looked at it and I had cravings. I like it. I like the artwork. I think the artists are very talented.
And every time you see Bakura, do you have any cravings? Or?
I had cravings for cream puffs. His hair is like a big giant marshmallow.
Okay. And what's your opinion on thief shipping?
What's thief shipping? I'm kidding. I know what thief shipping is.
You know what it is.
It's very it's nice to indulge in fantasy sometimes, but I mean, I'm not a thief.
Yes, you are.
What did I steal? Everyone's hearts.
True.
Does everybody love me?
Yeah!
Well, that's not. I guess I stole you. I'm sorry. I only meant to borrow them.
Keep on, keep it.
Yes.
I actually found Mariana Miller actually went to the the dealer's hall, and she got me a little tiny Marek miniature figure that I want to use in a video somehow because he's so cute. He kind of looks like he's very sassy. He's kind of like,
Whatever.
I like the idea of Marek as a bimbo. Yeah. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Hi. For the
Neko Marek.
yes. Does this is for Marek. Does he like walking around in his Neko ears?
Meow. Only if you feed me fancy feast.
I will.
And if you clean my litter tray every so often. That's not very nice, actually. No problem. Meow. Meow. Kuriboh. Jaden.